he won. This Democrat won because there was such a rebuke of Trump. I mean, I said to some Republicans, this is toxic. And I would hope that Republicans start distancing themselves from the president. Obviously, so far, they've done everything. They've let him tear down part of the White House without, so much as holding him accountable. And I think tonight, I would hope that they saw that this was a complete rebuke of his leadership.
Johanna Maska is the former White House Director of Press under President Obama and joins us now. Johanna, Mamdani's been talking there about the last 12 months. I mean, even at the beginning of this year, he was pretty obscure as a candidate and relatively unknown. What has been the recipe to this absolutely meteoric success?
Well, he has been singularly focused on affordability, on issues that matter to New Yorkers. He was the only one on stage running for mayor who could correctly identify one of the top issues that New Yorkers were calling the public line about. He has been focused on really putting himself with New Yorkers, and he did come from this world. I mean, before he was known by more New Yorkers and the rest of America and the world, he did a hunger strike with taxi cab drivers who were facing, for years, they had to have medallions that they spent a lot of money for. And of course, Uber and Lyft had changed that. He has been on the side of working people, and he was truly singularly focused on affordability. Now he has this platform. Tonight's speech was very working class, anti-corporate, real message that he's going to be there to be the protector, and also anti-Trump. And across the United States tonight, I would say Trump and Trump's forces lost elections, and pretty decisively.
They did, but differently, didn't they? Because the Democratic Party as a whole and the candidates, I mean, the other candidates, I think you're talking about Virginia and New Jersey, are more centrist, modernist candidates, aren't they? Whereas Mamdani uses sort of almost more populist strategies. So what does this tell us, or what do you think, Johanna, the Democratic strategy should be going forward? Do you have to look at Mamdani's success and think, right, maybe actually veering further to the left is the right strategy to actually beat Donald Trump in the White House in 2028?
I think there are certain things like healthcare for all that Democrats need to stand behind. They need to work on issues of affordability. We've got education is too expensive in this country. Childcare is too expensive in this country. Transportation is too expensive in this country. Those are issues that Mamdani focused on. Those are issues that other Democrats have been focused on. Ro Khanna is someone who will emerge on the national scene, who has been talking about a Marshall economic plan for Americans. And so you're going to see more of that kind of a candidate emerge. But tonight, what was interesting to me is obviously Abigail Spanberger, who won, she's going to be the first female governor of Virginia. She's very talented. She's former CIA, but also in that same state, a terrible candidate who had said, who had threatened, that he thought the other party needed to face murder, and even murder of children, to come to their senses. He won. This Democrat won because there was such a rebuke of Trump. I mean, I said to some Republicans, this is toxic. And I would hope that Republicans start distancing themselves from the president. Obviously, so far, they've done everything. They've let him tear down part of the White House without, so much as holding him accountable. And I think tonight, I would hope that they saw that this was a complete rebuke of his leadership.
Johanna, where is the Democratic strategy right now? Donald Trump has been in office as of today for a year for the second time over. And I think there is confusion about where the opposition is, what its strategy is, who is leading the Democrats. Can you give us an idea of what the planning and the thinking is?
We don't have a president. So we don't have one singular leader. Everybody's kind of trying to fight for that. So you see Gavin Newsom, after he won Prop 50 tonight, obviously redistrict California and deliver more House votes. He's trying to take that mantle. So are other leaders throughout the United States. You've seen Mamdani try to take on Trump directly. That's not going to change. My frustration is that right now we have a government that's closed because we are all trying to resist instead of work on a functioning government. Now, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see across the United States a lot of Mamdani-type characters will emerge in all of these primary battles. Some we don't know yet. Those kinds of, here in California, we've got a big gubernatorial, whoever's going to lead our massive economy. We don't have all our candidates yet. So those kinds of people are deciding whether to run. And that's going to be telling to see how many new candidates jump in the races. You're probably going to start hearing more on plans on affordability, real kitchen table issues. And we're not going to have a singular leader. That's the truth until we get a presidential candidate, which is going to take a couple more years yet. So,
who would you like it to be, Johanna? The former US Vice President Kamala Harris has hinted to the BBC here in the UK that she might run again for the White House. Would you welcome that?
I don't think she's going to be our future. I admire the campaign she tried to run for her very short time. I read her book. It outlines kind of all of her issues and the reason the wrong people. She really, didn't think that competition would suit her. She needed the competition. I think what you're going to see, obviously, if we win back the House, Hakeem Jeffries will try to take on a more prominent role. Now, there may be a fight for leadership against Hakeem Jeffries. We'll see. But that would be a prominent someone standing up to Donald Trump. But as we see more candidates emerge, I like voices that we don't necessarily hear from all the time right now, like Ro Khanna, like Wes Moore, who's the governor of Maryland. He has just also tried to stand up to Trump with a redistricting effort. So you're going to start hearing some of them a little bit more as we get closer.
Yeah, those are names for us to be listening out to as well over the next couple of years. Johanna, as ever, thank you. Johanna Maska, former White House Director of Press under President Obama.
The sun may have set over our city this evening, but as Eugene Debs once said, I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity. For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty.